This is NAC News, and I'm McKinley Lillard.
I'm Maggie Grishow.
Welcome back for Season 2. North Andrew witnessed a natural phenomenon of the eclipse, but because of clouds, none of the students saw it.
August 21st, 2017 was the day the solar eclipse crossed the United States. One area on the path was St. Joseph, Missouri. A solar eclipse is the event in which the moon passes across the sun. North Andrew was in totality, which is when the entire sun is covered. This results in the sky going dark during the total coverage. Many people were excited about the eclipse. St. Joseph was advertising the eclipse, and it was said that St. Joe would be super busy and the streets would be crowded. Some people paid large amounts of money to make sure that they could see the eclipse with a good view. It did not go completely as planned. The clouds covered the sun for most of the day. During totality, the school took students down to the football field with special glasses for looking at the sun. During totality, the clouds covered the sun. The students could not see the sun. The students, staff, and community did not get to see the area become very dark. The air was also affected during totality. The temperature dropped a noticeable amount. So many people were disappointed by not being able to see the sun on the total eclipse. Either way, students and teachers were able to see a few cool effects of the solar eclipse.
Speaking of natural phenomenons, Hurricane Harvey rocked Texas with lots of flooding and a rising death toll.
On Sunday, August 27, 2017, a devastating hurricane hit Houston, Texas, killing 10 people. Hurricane Harvey's current death toll is 31 people, with the numbers rising each day. A flash flood warning was in effect in Houston all week long as families across the city struggled to get to safety. Houses, businesses, churches, and cars are all flooded and/or underwater. The storm rages on as heavy rain pelts Texas. Civilians are coming together to help each other get to safety by forming rescue teams and gathering supplies. The first person to fall victim to the hurricane was Houston police officer Sergeant Steve Perez. Perez was driving to a call on Sunday when he passed away. This is an individual who was with the Houston Department, Houston's finest men and women in blue, for 34 years, said Houston's Mayor Sylvester Turner. The victim count keeps rising as Houston rises with it. Enemies have become brothers. Race has become irrelevant. We have banded together in one to save our city. It is amazing what we can all do when we band together instead of tearing everyone apart, said Sean Gatch, an inhabitant of an apartment in Belmont, Texas.
Talking about property damage, the group Antifa, a leftist group, has been labeled a domestic terrorist group by the Department of Homeland Security this week.
Antifa stands for anti-fascism. Fascism is the silencing of opposing viewpoints by using violence. Antifa originated in Germany during the reign of Adolf Hitler and the Third Reich. It was a movement that opposed Nazism, communism, and a monarchy. It was founded by the Democratic Socialists of Germany to stop the fascism of the Nazis. Today, Antifa is an extreme leftist group who shows up to right-wing events to protest. There's nothing wrong with protesting. It is their First Amendment right. Many of their protests, however, have turned violent. Antifa dresses in all black from head to toe, wearing bandanas and masks to hide their identity. Members of Antifa say that they believe property damage does not amount to actual violence. When Milo Yiannopoulos, a right-wing provocateur, went to Berkeley to speak, Antifa showed up. Antifa started riots and began to damage property and start fires. They caused more than $100,000 in property damage to Berkeley, which is a public university. During President Trump's inauguration, Antifa showed up to protest. They busted out windows of limousines outside the inauguration. The right uses these protests to label Antifa as an out-of-control enemies of free speech. Yet leftists have refused to denounce the group. Both right and the left have criticized the methods of Antifa. A quote by Brian Levin, a criminal justice professor at California State University, said that both are anti-establishments and socio-political entities that can radicalize constitutes to violence.
That was interesting.
Speaking of interesting, North Andrew has several new students this year. To Jaden with the story.
Morgan Messer is a senior this year at North Andrew. She previously attended Savannah High School. Her favorite food is, quote, the kind that's edible, unquote. She enjoys sleeping after school and likes all type of music. Morgan is looking forward to graduating at North Andrew this year. Her favorite color is blue. Christopher Yarbo is a senior this year also at North Andrew. He previously attended Sun Lake High School. His favorite food is pizza. His favorite activity is sleeping. Christopher is looking forward to graduating at North Andrew this year. He likes all types of music, and his favorite color is blue. Clayton Griffith is a junior this year at North Andrew. He previously attended Lafayette High School. His favorite food is pizza, and he enjoys playing football. Clayton plans to pass all of his classes this year at North Andrew. He enjoys listening to country music and his favorite color is neon orange. Gentry Koppel is a junior this year at North Andrew. She previously attended Hale R1 High School. Her favorite food is chicken. She enjoys playing softball. Gentry is looking forward to playing basketball for North Andrew this year. She likes to listen to country music and her favorite color is purple. Madison Yarbo is a freshman this year at North Andrew. She previously attended Charles S. Rush Middle School. Her favorite food is popcorn. She enjoys singing and playing piano. Madison is looking forward to being involved in FBLA this year at North Andrew. She likes listening to pop and classical music. Her favorite color is purple. Cheyenne Richardson is a freshman this year at North Andrew. She previously attended Mound City Middle School. Her favorite food is steak and potatoes, and she enjoys playing basketball. Cheyenne is looking forward to art class this year at North Andrew. She likes to listen to country and rock music. Her favorite color is blue.
Students aren't the only thing new here. A new math curriculum has been implemented at North Andrew Middle School and High School. To Hunter with the story.
North Andrew is implementing a new math curriculum. Math is a subject that everyone needs, and North Andrew has a new curriculum that is being implemented this year. The new curriculum may hurt some and help others. This has been a big change for all students from middle school to high school. Mrs. Black stated in class that, "I do believe some students will thrive. It will just take others a couple of weeks of growing pains to warm up to this new idea." A couple of students were asked how they were going to be affected by this change. Sophomore Jagger Lawrence stated that this new curriculum will help me keep my grades up because I normally score much better on tests. Middle school math teacher Mr. Bryson has stated that homework does not count as part of the final grade. However, for you to retake the quiz, you must complete the homework. The new structure is 25% quiz, 25% group projects, and 50% final chapter tests. And he also made the point that these quizzes are worth so much. You could take them multiple times and it will help the students understand it the first time around to do better on their second go-through. Tests will always and still remain the same for the students when it comes to our math classes.
And now over to Trevor with sports.
Thanks, Maggie. Over the past 5 years, Jonathan Schoonover has led the North Andrew Cardinals to a 63-2 record. Coach Walker takes over the North Andrew Cardinals. They opened their season last Friday against St. Joe Christian.
North Andrew opened the 2017 football campaign last Friday against the St. Joseph Christian Lions. North Andrew jumped out to an early lead with a 5-yard pass from Jacob Halson to Caleb Patterson. The floodgates only opened from there. The Cardinals scored 36 more unanswered points to jump out to an early lead before a Ben Craven 53-yard pass right before halftime gave the Cardinals a 44-6 lead at the break. North Andrew opened the second half, much like the first half, with another Jacob Powelson pass to Caleb Patterson for 3 yards. However, the Lions started scoring through the air at an alarming rate. St. Joseph Christian outscored the Cardinals 20-14 in the second half, but the Cardinals were too strong for the Lions, taking the game 58-26. Jacob Powelson passed for a career-high 305 yards with 6 touchdowns. DeLong and Patterson were forces in the air that led the Cardinals to the win, combining for 289 yards and 5 touchdowns. North Andrew quarterback Jacob Powelson had this to say about last Friday's game, quote, "We came out strong, and then towards the latter part of the second quarter we stumbled over our feet a bit, and in the second half we hit a few rough patches, but we still came out pretty strong," end quote. North Andrew will play next week against unbeaten Pattonsburg.
After North Andrew defeated St. Joe Christian in Week 2, however, in Week 1, the game was not played due to implications. That story is next.
Cardinals moved to 1-0 on the season after defeating St. Joseph Christian on Friday. Week 1's game was forfeited by King City after the tragic loss of a King City student the night before. According to King City sports writer Matt Pearl, the Cardinals, out of respect for the Wildcats, rejected the forfeit. Pearl said, quote, "The Cardinals administration did not accept the forfeit, and Misha ruled the game a non-contest," end quote. Many people are wondering how this will affect North Andrew's conference and district standings. However, this is not an immediate threat to North Andrew's standings. The district seed are determined by a complex mathematical formula in which everything is divided by games played. The only loss for the Cardinals is the loss of strength of schedule, since King City is projected to be a force in 8-man football this season by being projected 9th by the 8-man Coaches Association polls. However, North Andrew could be potentially hurt for conference standings. If the Cardinals go undefeated in the regular season, then the Cardinals will win the conference no matter what. However, if the Cardinals lose to a GRC opponent that has the same record as the Cardinals, then the Cardinals will lose the conference title because of head-to-head losses. The only way that not playing in Week 1 would come back to bite the Cardinals is if North Andrew loses to a conference opponent, but that team loses to another conference team. If all 3 teams have the same number of losses, then North Andrew would lose the conference. You can view the district standings at misha.com, and you can view the GRC standings at grandriverconference.org.
North Andrew also won Week 3 against Pattonsburg 60-20. That may be a future version or story of NAC News. North Andrew softball has also gotten off to a start this season, having mixed results so far.
North Andrew High School softball got off to a rough start, losing the first 5 games, but since has turned things around. North Andrew won their first game of the year against Worth County 14-3, despite having lost Worth County 7-4 earlier in the season. Athea Roberts led the way offensively against Worth County and go for 2 for 3 with a double, a walk, and RBI, 2 runs scored. Ariel Rutherford gave a strong pitching performance for North Andrew, pitching 6 innings, giving up 1 hit, no walk, striking out 5, and conceding only 1 run. North Andrew then lost to a very strong Albany team in the Stanberry Tournament consolation game. However, North Andrew bounced back against Northeast Nottoway, winning 13-3. North Andrew had 4-3 after the second, 7-3 after the fourth, and finally North Andrew slammed the door in the fifth, scoring 5 runs for a final score of 13-3. Ariel Rutherford led the way for North Andrew, going 2 for 4 with a double, a triple, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. Rutherford also put in a dominant pitching performance, pitching 5 innings, giving up 2 hits, walking none, and only giving up 1 earned run, and striking out 6. Commenting on the quick bounce back from the rocky start to the season, Coach Simmons said this, quote, "Our hitting has gotten better as the season has progressed. The first time we played Worth County, we didn't hit the ball as well. The second time, we hit it harder and they made errors instead of outs. We are driven more than we were at the start of the year. We now have a goal of 1 error per game, and the girls have really embraced that," end quote. The Lady Cardinals will attempt to keep the wins coming in 4 games in the next week.
And that's it for sports. Back to Maggie and McKinley for more.
That's it for this week on NAC News. I'm McKinley.
I'm Maggie.
NAC News signing off.